how blessed, how honorable is the blood of a believer to Allah? The hadith and this narration is weak in different places, but the authentic one is narrated by Imam al-Bayhaqi in his Shu'ab al-Iman, where the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لما نظر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى الكعبة. One day the Prophet was looking at the Kaaba. Do you guys know what the Kaaba is? What's the Kaaba? It's the house of Allah, right? It's the house of Allah. Who built it? Ibrahim. Every single prophet went there. Generation after generation, their nations went there to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do we agree? Is this place honorable? Is it beloved to Allah? The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam compared the Kaaba. He compared it to the blood of a Muslim. The Prophet said, "Ma a'zama hurmatak." He said, what is more sacred than you, O Kaaba? O Kaaba, what's more valuable to Allah than you? What's more off limits? What's more virtuous than you, O Kaaba? And then the Prophet said, the Muslim, his blood, his honor, his blood and his wealth. And then the Prophet said, even the Muslim is so much more valuable than the Kaaba that you can't even have negative assumptions of a Muslim. You can't even think bad of a Muslim. You might see a Muslim and he's got alcohol drenched over his face. You think to yourself, someone threw it on his face, someone spat it on his face. You're not even allowed to think that he's drinking it. You can't even think that he's drinking it. And nowadays, we're having negative assumptions all day, every day. Now, I want you to understand something, brothers. I really want you guys to really understand the seriousness of this. How did Allah destroy the group of people that tried to destroy the Kaaba? Who knows? There was a group of people that came from Yemen. At the time, Yemenis weren't Muslims, but now, alhamdulillah, they're Muslims. They're original Arabs, right? So at the time, they were not Muslim. They were Christians. Some of them were kuffar. He came and he wanted to destroy the Kaaba. He brought an army of elephants. My young brothers in the front, they knew, mashallah. They brought an army of elephants. Remember, in the desert, you don't know elephants. You've got these big, massive animals coming through. Everyone's going to be scared. They brought an army of elephants. They brought an army that people were scared of, and it was destroying everyone that came on the way. And when they came, they said, we're here to destroy the Kaaba. Allah, He sent down birds. أَلَمْ تَرَى كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ أَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ كَيْدَهُمْ فِي تَضْلِيلٍ وَأَرْسَلَ عَلَيْهِمْ طَيْرًا أَبَابِيلَ. Allah said, have you not seen the way that we dealt with the people who brought the elephants to destroy the Kaaba? Allah said, we took their plan and we violated it. Paraphrasing, He didn't say violate. But Allah said, we made their plan go astray. What did Allah do? Allah said, we sent birds. Each bird in its claws and in its beak was holding a stone. That stone, when it came, it pierced right through the body of the person, killed him instantly, would go into the head, come right through, drop the person dead. And the man who was leading the army, his name was Abraha. Allah didn't let him get hit by a bird. Allah let him survive. But He inflicted him with a disease that would cause his limbs to fall off. His fingers would fall off. His wrists would fall off. By the time he went back home to Yemen, he looked fried, finished. That's how Allah dealt with a man and an army that tried to destroy the house of Allah. But we just learned that the believer's blood is more valuable to Allah than his house. So how will Allah destroy you if you try to spill the blood of a Muslim? How will Allah destroy you if you're part of a gang that kills Muslims? The same way those soldiers who attacked the Kaaba or tried to, Allah didn't care if they weren't the leader of the army. Allah said, all of you are going to get it. What would Allah do to you if you spill the blood of a believer? I dare you. You might not fight a Muslim. Sorry, you might not kill a Muslim. But you fought a Muslim. You cussed a Muslim. You insulted a Muslim. I dare you, if you're a man. I challenge any one of you. No matter how bad you think you are, go to Saudi Arabia. Go to Mecca. Go to the Kaaba and kick it. See what happens to you. Will you do that? All of you are intelligent enough to never do that. Right. The biggest gangster won't do that. Am I wrong? The biggest gangster won't go to the house of Allah and kick it. But he'll kick a Muslim. He'll stab a Muslim. He'll want to poke a Muslim. Hey guys, I really hope that you benefited from that video. Before you go, I want to ask you a really important question. Have you guys ever thought about studying Islam and seeking knowledge? If not, then I want you to reflect upon this hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet said that seeking knowledge is obligatory upon every single Muslim. Of course, that doesn't mean you have to be a scholar, but you have to know the basics in order for you to be the best possible slave and worshipper of Allah that you can possibly be. So we decided to provide a solution for this. You see, many people want to study, but they don't have the means or the resources to do so. So we set up an online institute called the Knowledge College, where you can study Islam from the comfort of your own home. So if you want more information on the Knowledge College and you'd like to sign up, go to the link below, check out the website, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum.